Hey everybody. So we're back from the hospital, which is great. Um, Almost done with round one. Amazing. Um, but it's a little bit of an interesting day. Um, Sorry, you're gonna hear me say a lot just because I'm kind of trying to process some stuff here. First, before I get too far into what's causing that, I wanted to point out just something. I'm going to be posting a video that I recorded while in the hospital about some of the mental health stuff that's been going on with it. I only point it out now because I really want to make sure that it's clear. The comments that I'm making in that video are all going to be unfiltered ones that I felt in the moment. It doesn't mean that that's 100% how I'm feeling all the time. With cancer, at least for me, there's a lot of moments of rational and irrational. There are moments where I'm thinking, okay, I have cancer, I'm being treated with chemo, so weird things happening. This is nothing to worry about. But then there are those moments where they're still valid, but there's irrationality to them. Things where I say things like in the video, for example, I'll make a comment where I say that I truly do feel alone, no matter what people are saying. It doesn't mean I'm 100% alone, but it doesn't mean that I'm off by saying that I still am alone to some extent. I'm not going to get into a huge, long dissertation on it because then, if that's the case, why post the video at all? But again, it's just to talk about some of the stuff that I've been seeing or I've been experiencing firsthand through this. And it's unfiltered, and that's kind of how I want it to be. But again, I want to make very clear that it's not a reflection on anybody. It's not pointed towards anybody in the people who are viewing it. All the love and support has meant so much, and it is very much appreciated. Maybe one day, to balance out some of the more negative stuff that I'm putting on these videos, I'll try to do some more positive aspects to what I've learned along the journey so far. But anyway, right now, we're in the last stage of round one, which is basically I'm at home and I have to give myself injections every morning. It's called Granix, and basically what it is that these injections are to help boost my white blood cell count. So very good, obviously, but I'll be doing this for the next 3 days, I believe. And then on Friday we start round two, which basically is almost everything minus the various surgical procedures. Unfortunately, not the lumbar puncture. Woo, still get to do that. But yeah, it's basically going to be the same thing over again, and we're going to do that twice more. So it's going to be like another 6-week period, roughly, and we'll go from there. But the main reason that I wanted to do this video today is because I woke up this morning and after dealing with the anxiety of injecting myself, because medical needles give me a little bit of pause, that went okay. That was great. Proud of myself for how I did it. But afterwards, just because there was a lot of emotion going on with that, I laid down to take a nap. I woke up and my head was really itchy and my hairs were very, when I would go to itch, it was kind of uncomfortable. There was some mild pain, almost like I had tiny needles in my head, and unfortunately, we're on week 3 of the entire chemo cycle, and I say that because those who've either been through it or who know somebody who's been through it and had to go through the journey with them probably know what I'm basically saying here. The hair hurting and itching, and it being week 3, that's the time when the hair starts to fall out, and as you can kind of see, it's really falling out. I've got patches going on all over my head. And yeah, not a great, not a great feeling. Little emotional about it. It's funny because when we shaved my head, I was like, yes, this is me taking it back. This is me not letting the cancer get it. But even these tiny little stubbles on my head, it's a hard thing to see that they're falling out. Obviously I've been feeling the effects of the chemo, and it's been challenging, and definitely it's been rough. This last round of chemo has been deceptively calm, or not round, this last chemo type, the methotrexate, has been deceptively calm, and I am hopeful that this is all I experience, where basically I have a little bit of achiness throughout my body, and then I'm just tired and maybe a tiny bit queasy, but nothing that I can't handle with medication, medical marijuana, anything, homeopathic healing, all of that. But it's another thing to see it actually happening, like to scratch your head, for example, and well, now it doesn't. Let's see. Okay, well, maybe I got all the loose ones off for right now, and more will follow. More will definitely be following, unfortunately. Before long, I'm not even going to have eyebrows or eyelashes. My nose hairs are going to fall out. I am literally going to be a naked mole rat, which I will rock it because I still look good, and I am okay with that. But yeah, it's tough to see this. It's not a good feeling. It is it's pretty hard just from an emotional standpoint, seeing as hair is something that I've used to identify myself for so long, and I'll still be Matt without it, but it's just, it's one of those things where it's like you don't realize just how good you have it until something goes away. I found that out with chewing, for example. When I was 26, for those who don't know, I had what's called maxillofacial reconstructive surgery. And it was basically just because my top jaw and my bottom jaw weren't lined up correctly. So for a number of reasons, it made sense to fix them, but it meant breaking the jaw. And so for a while, I could only eat using a syringe or a spoon. And just then, I really realized just how much I missed being able to chew. Like, it's stuff, again, that you just don't realize. So going back to this, obviously, seeing the hair falling out, it is hard, obviously there's wigs, there's hats, and the good side is, again, shower, maintenance, shaving, all of that. I'm not going to have to worry about that for a while, so basically I can roll out of bed and just be like, all right, I'm ready to go. But it still hurts a little. I am not going to sit here and say I feel ugly by any means, because I really don't think I need my hair to be beautiful, so to speak. I've really seen just what true beauty is at this point, I feel, and that's like what's on the inside. People caring for one another. Seeing how people go out of their way to make others feel appreciated, and loved, and yeah, like, it is something. There's perspective that you get when you get something like this. I'm sure I've talked about it to some extent before, but doesn't mean we have to like every part of it, and most certainly I don't like this part. Ugh, yeah, like just seeing where this dark spot of hair ends and this lighter spot where most of it fell out is beginning. It's it's really, it's humbling in a not so great way. It definitely makes me feel human. It makes me feel weaker. And that's not me calling myself weak. Again, after everything I've been through so far, I'm anything but. But, obviously not functioning at 100% right now, and that's kind of par for the course. But there's not much we can do. Just keep going and fight through this. It will come back one day, and it might come back a little differently for a while, but apparently it does come back, or it goes back to normal eventually. So we'll see. But I don't think it's completely over the top to mourn it a little bit, and so this is definitely a little bit of a somber video for that cause. But anyway, I haven't eaten anything since breakfast, and I am starting to feel a little weak, so I probably should go get something. But I wanted to just post this while I was feeling the raw emotion, so we'll see how things are going, and I'll be checking in shortly. And I'll post that video a little later, probably today or tomorrow. So thank you guys for being along with me on this journey. No matter what, it's appreciated, and I'm really very happy to have all of you in my corner. Thank you.